Martha Stewart's divorce, and celebrity millionaire next. E.T.
Expected unemployment. A surprisingly sharp rise in the jobless rate touches off new fears of possible recession. Fear of an alleged serial kidnapper is over. He's dead. His latest victim, free. The Pope tries to heal religious wounds, still festering after hundreds of years. And Eye on America, his wounds are fresh. An amateur who tried to imitate the pros.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. There is growing pressure anew on the Federal Reserve tonight to pump more green fuel into the economy by cutting interest rates again. The government reported today that the sluggish economy lost nearly 250,000 jobs in April, pushing unemployment up 0.2 of a point to 4.5%. That is not especially high, but it is the second straight increase and the highest rate in 2.5 years. The now growing likelihood of an interest rate cut sent stock prices higher. The Dow gained 154 points, the NASDAQ 45. Anthony Mason is covering our economy.
By every measure, the spike up in unemployment in April was alarming.
This number was shocking. There have been so many reports that the economy was about to turn around.
In fact, many economists had predicted businesses would add jobs in April. Instead, the economy cut 223,000 workers from its payrolls, the second consecutive monthly loss and the worst monthly number since the recession in February of 1991.
And they're telling us that we're really on the edge of a recession, although I don't think we're quite there yet.
Manufacturing, hardest hit in this slowdown, continued to hemorrhage jobs. 104,000 were cut in April. But even the previously sturdy construction industry cut 64,000 workers.
When you start losing jobs like this, the question is, what does the consumer do? Do people start to cut back on their spending because they're worried that they're going to lose their job?
Consumers, the engine of this economy, may already be slowing down. Americans cut back on auto purchases in April. This week, Ford, GM, and Chrysler reported double-digit sales declines last month. Historically, of course, unemployment is still very low.
The job market is still hot, but it is worsening.
According to John Challenger's job placement firm, it took the average laid-off worker a little more than 2 months to find another job in the first quarter, but unemployment is now ticking up.
It could be much higher by summer or fall. If you're someone out of work, you've got to get into the workplace now, find your job, get your seat. You don't want to be caught out of work as people flood into the marketplace.
Now, the Fed's surprising rate cut 2 weeks ago may have been sparked by an early look at these latest numbers. And economists say April's awful jobs report all but assures the Fed will cut rates again when it meets in 2 weeks. Dan?
Anthony Mason, thanks. Another hard-hit sector of the economy is the new world of the web, with .coms fast becoming .gons. A new report says 55 .com companies closed down in April alone. CBS's John Blackstone has more about the technical knockout.
When 70 people were laid off at myevents.com, all that was left were empty desks, ringing phones, and a typically youthful CEO, Patrick Connolly, with no more employees.
Well, market correction's good sometimes. Of course, when you're caught in it, it's not that good.
My Events is one of more than 200 major .coms that have collapsed so far this year, wiping out nearly 26,000 jobs since January. In the .com buildup, this part of San Francisco was dubbed Silicon Gulch. Now it looks more like a silicon graveyard, where for rent is the sign of the times. Real estate agent David Klein now struggles to find new tenants.
You see the emptiness and the silence. You feel a certain sadness for these people that were very well-intentioned and poured their hearts into it and unfortunately didn't make it.
The layoffs are even hitting those who haven't gone to work yet. Two tech giants, Cisco Systems and Intel, are offering graduates apology bonuses, up to several $1,000s, not to take jobs offered earlier. But Tim Miller, who tracks internet failures, says despite today's unemployment numbers, the tech industry will be back.
When this is over, we're going to see steady growth again, instead of the spectacular, crazy growth that we had in 1999 and 2000.
For a while, that spectacular growth made a lot of people like Patrick Connolly at My Events spectacularly wealthy, on paper at least.
You're jet shopping one day, you're not the next.
Last month alone, 55 internet companies closed shop.
April is the cruelest month, and it was the cruelest month this year.
In the new internet economy, the lucky ones still have their jobs, and the very lucky ones bought their Porsches with cash when they had it.
See you later.
John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
Also in California tonight, it appears a Hollywood drama may have a happy ending. There is a tentative deal that could avert a writer's strike against the movie and television entertainment industry. CBS's Sandra Hughes has late details from Los Angeles. Sandra?
After a tense week of negotiations, the writers and producers have cut a deal to avoid a strike. A sigh of relief can be heard all over Hollywood.
Studio heads were rushed in to stand side by side with writers to announce the terms of the new contract. Michael Mahern is with the Writers Guild.
I see the headlines for tomorrow right now. Writers reach agreement, studios avert bankruptcy.
A light moment after a long, contentious battle over money and respect in the fast-changing world of film and television distribution. Producers representative Nicholas Counter.
Yeah, this is one of the most difficult negotiations we've had in many years because of the complexity of the issues facing the industry today.
But the contract was unanimously approved by negotiators, and writers seemed very pleased.
Writers have gained $41 million over the 3-year term of this contract and over $90 million by the 6th year, the best economic package that the Writers Guild has achieved since 1977.
What the writers got? An increased pay scale, higher residuals on distribution on cable TV and DVDs. Also, the Fox network, previously paying a discounted fee to writers, will soon be paying what other networks pay. The so-called creative issues, reported to be a sticking point, came down in a split for writers. Still unresolved, conflict over movie credits with directors.
Hollywood hopes the labor peace lasts. The Screen Actors contract is up in June. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Hollywood.
There's news about voting of a different sort. The Florida legislature today changed that state's voting system, the one that threw the 2000 presidential election into turmoil. The new rules provide for hand counts in close elections and no more chads and butterfly ballots. Optical scanner ballots are supposed to be ready statewide in time for next year's state primaries. It was a frantic effort to find an alleged serial kidnapper prowling for young girls on a stretch of interstate highway from Texas to Louisiana. The latest victim was still in the suspect's car as the police closed in today. CBS's Maureen Maher has the story, including the sudden and dramatic ending in Texas.
The end of Linda and Tim Henry's nightmare came almost as abruptly as it started. Their daughter Leah, snatched by a serial kidnapper on Tuesday, had been found.
She sounded very timid, perhaps scared, maybe exhausted, but she's talking.
For 3 days, choppers, dogs, and dozens of volunteers searched for the 11-year-old girl and a man in a white car. Then this morning, in a rural Texas town outside San Antonio, they were spotted by local police.
She exited the passenger side of the vehicle and ran toward the deputy sheriff, and then he exited the driver's side, put the gun to his head, killed himself.
Police say the dead man is 49-year-old Gary Dale Cox, the mystery man authorities were looking for in connection with a recent string of kidnappings and attempted abductions along the Texas-Louisiana I-10 corridor. All of the victims, including 11-year-old Lisa Bruno, who was released and reunited with her parents after being held for nearly 2 weeks, painted a similar picture. And Cox fit the profile, both in appearance and on the record. A convicted child molester, he served half of an 8-year sentence and was then released in 1998 on supervised probation. But he disappeared in March of last year, violating his parole.
We got a safe child, and the perpetrator is in the hands of God.
A reason to celebrate for family, friends, and parents who late this afternoon were reunited with their daughter.
We've talked to her about how much she's been loved and how many people have been looking for her and how much we care about her, and it's just been a wonderful feeling.
Police will still need to talk with Leah Henry, but tonight she has gone back to her home here in Houston, to her family, her friends, and familiar surroundings. Dan?
Maureen Maher. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has been told President Bush has decided to resume surveillance flights off the coast of China, possibly as early as next week. The flights were suspended last month after the U.S. Navy reconnaissance plane collided with a Chinese fighter jet. That damaged Navy plane remains on a Chinese island. American technicians who inspected it today said it could be fixed and flown out if China permits it. Intelligence-gathering U.S. Navy ships now in Japan are also expected to return to their stations off China in coming days. A U.S. nuclear submarine at the same base today drew Japanese protesters. Up next here on the CBS Evening News, Eye on America. Don't try this at home, they said. We'll show you what happened to one boy who did. And later, a papal trip back in time.
Engineer Tom Sutter is a student of tranquility. For the all-new GMC Envoy, he and his team used hydroform technology to absorb vibrations for a surprisingly comfortable ride. They also gave Envoy a 270-horsepower best-in-class engine. They want you to feel relaxed, not fall asleep. Introducing the all-new GMC Envoy.
Today I made an omelet.
I picked an apple.
I sent the fax.
This is about chemotherapy and living your life. This is about Procrit. If you're a chemotherapy patient and you feel tired and weak, ask your doctor about Procrit.
I played a game.
Procrit is a natural way to regain red blood cells lost during chemotherapy. And more red blood cells can mean more strength.
I caught a fish.
Procrit is safe and effective. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. Procrit is for patients with non-myeloid cancers.
I went to the store.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
Now this is a dress.
This is outrageous.
Why am I doing this?
Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only Once Daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra and enjoy your world.
Best-laid plans begin with DuPont Stainmaster Carpet. Because only DuPont Stainmaster has the advanced Teflon repel system, so incriminating evidence won't stick. Backed and warranted by DuPont.
Former baseball star Darryl Strawberry pleaded with a Florida judge today not to send him to prison. Strawberry said he is fighting the, quote, demons of drug addiction, and admitted going on a 4-day binge after leaving a treatment center in March. The prosecutor wants Strawberry to serve 18 months for violating probation. CBS has a follow-up now to an Eye on America investigation of young amateur athletes who turned backyards into wrestling rings and tried to imitate the pros. Tonight, we show you just how dangerous this can be. A word of caution, there is graphic video you may not want young children to see. In this report from CBS's Byron Pitts.
John Nunziato says he never saw it coming.
When he lifted me up, all I saw was nothing but like street lights, a couple of cars. Down, darkness.
With one move, his neck was broken.
I can't stand!
2 vertebrae crushed, another snapped like a twig.
I couldn't, like, feel anything.
With one move, a game had become a gamble, and this 22-year-old lost. John was rushed to a hospital in suburban Chicago, the latest victim in an increasingly violent and dangerous duel called backyard wrestling. John's mother, Roberta, feared her son would never walk again.
And they had to open the neck up
And working around the spinal column, had to pick shards of bone out and replace the bone that was broken, that was crushed, and then put the titanium rod in, and of course bolt it all in so that it would stabilize.
In cities all across the country, kids have suffered concussions, broken bones, or needed stitches, all because of backyard wrestling. And in most cases, their parents had no idea.
This happened 3 years ago.
Yes.
And you still tear up about it.
Yeah. I always will.
But now her tears have turned to anger.
And these guys on TV, they're professionals. They go to school. They learn how to take the falls. And let's face it, it's choreographed. They know what's going to come next. These guys, they were clueless.
And professional wrestlers feel the same. In this case, imitation is not flattering.
Please leave the danger to us.
What made you think you guys could do what the professional wrestlers do and not get hurt?
Oh, that, I don't know. Sheer stupidity.
To this day, Roberta has never watched this videotape and never will.
No, I can't watch it.
Why not?
Just, I can't watch my son be hurt like that. I saw the aftermath, and I couldn't handle watching it.
Today, after months of rehab, John still has limited use of his right hand and his neck, but considers himself lucky.
Just walking is considered a big victory for me.
Really slow, really slow, really slow.
Ow!
Foolishly, John's friends tried to carry him off. For them, it was simply a match.
This is the highlight of the match.
No one in this group seemed to realize this fad could have been fatal. In Chicago, I'm Byron Pitts for Eye on America.
I may look young, but I still suffer from hot flashes. I discovered a natural way to deal with it. Healthy Woman from the makers of Monistat. Healthy Woman's a soy menopause supplement that helps relieve hot flashes and night sweats. Healthy Woman.
What will I be like a year from now? How much will I grow? How strong will I be in 5 years? In 10 years? Where does my future start? You'd be surprised.
Looking for a quiet moment? Get a quieter cookie. Soft, fruit chewy Fig Newtons. Time out from the everyday crunch.
Clog got you bent out of shape? Get Drano Max. Drano Max removes clogs better than professional strength liquid plumber because it's thicker. Relax, you got Drano Max. Slow, slow, slow. If you're using liquid plumber foaming pipe snake, it's too slow. Get Drano Max, 4 times faster fast. So sit back and relax. You've got Drano Max.
Plastic is anything we ask it to be. At our defense in times of risk. Close at hand to help safeguard our lives and forever evolving before our eyes. It's in the airbag that protects us and a cell phone to connect us. An answer when we need it most. Plastic carries our hopes, letting us all look forward to a safer, more brilliant tomorrow. Plastics make it possible.
When I started in the real estate business, I was on my own. You have to go out there, you have to find it. Nobody comes to you.
When she came in and we just started talking, she told me about the real estate business, what she wanted.
I mean, I've gone to a laptop, digital camera, wireless modem.
We set up with the Gateway Solo 5300 XL, featuring the Intel Pentium 3 processor.
By going to Gateway, I have a partner. I have everything that I need.
Come into a Gateway Country store and let us help you with your business.
The White House and members of the U.S. Congress reacted angrily today to the ouster of the United States from the United Nations Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission had included a U.S. delegate for more than half a century. Some lawmakers now want to retaliate by, among other things, withholding $650 million in back payments to the UN. A vote on that is set for next week. The Pope is in Athens tonight, beginning a controversial 6-day tour of places visited by St. Paul the Apostle nearly 2,000 years ago. After Greece, the Pope, now 80 years old, will visit Syria and the island of Malta But as CBS's Alan Pizzi reports, Athens did not give the Pope an entirely warm welcome today.
So controversial is this visit that it was unclear until the last minute if Pope John Paul II would perform his traditional kiss of the soil on arrival. In the end, he did, although perhaps by design it wasn't visible on TV. Many Orthodox Christians, especially Greeks, blame the Catholic Church for the schism that split Christianity into Eastern and Western branches more than 900 years ago. Orthodox churches in central Athens tolled bells in mourning the moment the papal plane touched down. The Pope is a heretic, the priest says. He claims he is infallible, but in fact he is the Antichrist. At a meeting with the Orthodox Archbishop, John Paul II asked forgiveness for what he called painful events of the past, including the sacking of the Orthodox capital of Constantinople by Crusaders in 1204. That was very much a today issue in another part of town. Exo out was the message to the Pope. To keep such anger isolated, more than 5,000 police were on hand. Tighter security than was laid on when former President Bill Clinton's trip here sparked riots. The official purpose of John Paul II's 93rd foreign trip is to retrace the footsteps of the Apostle Paul. But it is also a quest for interreligious understanding and Middle East peace. As closely watched as the political minefield he is treading will be John Paul II's health. He turns 81 later this month, and symptoms of Parkinson's disease and other problems now plague the man once dubbed God's athlete. But so far, the trip is on track. At the place where St. Paul preached, the Pope and the Orthodox Archbishop issued a joint declaration, an event a Vatican spokesman described as unthinkable as recently as 2 months ago. Once again, the official said, the Pope doesn't let history happen, he directs it. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Athens.
Everybody has a story. You will hear his when the CBS Evening News continues in just a moment.
Every year, over 30 million Americans are hospitalized. And for the safety of their patients, doctors and hospitals rely on Tylenol. Tylenol is least likely to have drug interactions and won't cause stomach irritation the way aspirin and even ibuprofen can. The #1 choice of doctors for almost 25 years. Small wonder it's recommended more than all other brands combined. Tylenol, take comfort in our strength.
What are you doing?
Laundry.
Laundry?
But I'm glad you're up. I've been waiting to vacuum. Breakfast. I'll pick up your tray when I get back from the market.
But it's Sunday. Aren't you gonna lay around and watch football all day?
Not if I'm gonna finish that roast in time for dinner.
Somebody had their Minute Maid this morning. It only takes a minute, but the feeling lasts all day.
Honey, what's the setting for chiffon?
Whoa! Lawn weeds, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
Try Ortho Weed Be Gone.
Weed be what?
Gone, as in out of here.
Like adios.
Weed Be Gone kills weeds without harming your lawn.
Didn't hurt my lawn.
Ortho guarantees it.
Now that's a great lawn.
Lawn weeds, leave it to Ortho.
Do dogs feel pride? Mighty dogs do. Do they know when they look good? If they show off, do other dogs care? Smaller dogs are more likely to develop skin conditions, so Mighty Dog contains the perfect balance of nutrients, including essential omega oils, proven to support a healthy skin and coat. Because dogs definitely know when you think they look good. Make your dog a Mighty Dog from Friskies.
You choose to be healthy. You choose to be successful. You choose to give back. You choose to be yourself. The choices you want, the voice you need to make the most out of life. Today's AARP.
Oregon lawmakers and school sports at 6. We'll show you why they're hoping to make student physicals mandatory. Point 6 News at 6.
We close tonight by giving correspondent Steve Hartman another chance to prove again his theory that everybody has a story worth telling. Tonight, the story of a dart directs him to a spot in California's fertile Central Valley, about halfway between Fresno and Bakersfield.
First thing you notice about Visalia, California is the quiet, which after meeting this family, Goobler, I can only attribute to good insulation.
Mom! It's 7:22. Can you get me one more plate?
Warren Goobler, the subject of this story, that was him, and his wife Elisa, that was her, have 5 children, ages 14 down to 4.
Put your shirt on, put your shirt on.
The kids can be real nerve testers. And yet this Mormon bishop begins his day without a drop of caffeine.
Learn lots.
He does not smoke, drink, or swear.
What's the worst word you've ever heard him use?
Probably rear end.
I'm just an overgrown Boy Scout.
Yeah, he usually comes home whistling. I mean, just like word cleaver or whatever kind of guy.
If we can do a prayer, then we'll go have milk and cookies.
And yet beneath those boyish dimples lies an alter ego.
Why don't you tell people what it is you do for a living?
Well, I'm an attorney. Good morning, Your Honor. Warren Goobler for the judgment creditor, and the focus of my practice in recent years has been debt collection. Do you have any kind of proposal on how you'd like to satisfy this debt? Do you have an attorney? Where are your bank accounts at? What did you drive?
You would go take that guy's car.
I would. I'm an advocate. Hey, Monica, good morning.
And a busy one at that.
When the economy goes south, what can I do to help you? My business picks up.
Fact is, bankruptcies are at an all-time high in America. And Warren, who incidentally lectures on how to stay out of debt, says the most important thing you can tell a person to make them financially responsible is something along the lines of work hard, save your money, or it'll be no dessert for you. Something like that.
Part of the deal is you wash the table, too.
Point is,
get in here.
He says good money managers are made young. Really young.
I'm photogenic.
4-year-old Laura is already developing a work ethic. Dishes are stored low just for her.
Good job.
Warren says chores are the all-important first step to creating money-smart kids. And although he doesn't pay allowance, he has come up with an interesting twist.
You can't teach the importance of money if they don't have a way to earn that money.
So in this house, every kid gets at least one paying job.
$4.
He's had Eddie mowing since he was 6. He's got another collecting cans at the office, and his latest brainchild.
Over in this area of Visalia, we're the only people that have cows.
A cow, actually.
That's right.
For the experience.
So far, the kids haven't exactly been appreciative.
But they're going to be children that know the value of a dollar.
Perhaps someday. But it's hard to get kids to look beyond tomorrow.
I'm glad to get on TV.
Or for that matter,
Lord Jesus Christ, amen.
beyond dessert.
Pass the jelly.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, Visalia, California.
And that's part of our world tonight. Sunday on Face the Nation, Bob Schieffer's guests include Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. By the way, Bob's celebrating his 10th anniversary as anchor of Face the Nation, so we give him a tip of the Stetson. Now, the 60 Minutes question of the week.
If there's a drug that might save the lives of these 2 women, why did a pharmaceutical company give it to one and not the other? 60 Minutes Sunday.
And we hope you set aside 30 minutes Monday for the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting from New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online at keyword CBS News.
More from the survivor winner of the $1 Million Prize on the Saturday Early Show. Experience CBS News.